Good morning, my fishing friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do some specimen carp angling, and today we are going to look at rig. We got a question from one of our viewers, Mr. Alan Harrison. Mr. Alan asked, awesome, well done. May I ask you to show your helicopter rig? Much obliged, Alan. Today we are looking at the helicopter rig for specimen carp fishing. Let's get into it. First thing what we are going to look at is what is a helicopter rig. Secondly, the advantages of a helicopter rig. Thirdly, we are going to look at the materials that you need to construct and what that is used in a helicopter rig. The terminal tackle that we are going to need also for the helicopter rig. And then lastly, we're going to look at the rigs that you need for the helicopter rig, which rigs you can use. Firstly, what is a helicopter rig? The name suggests that the behavior of the rig was named a helicopter rig because when you cast it, the bait would spin like the blades on a helicopter when you cast it. The other feature of a helicopter rig is that the weight is at the bottom of the rig. Now, the advantages of a helicopter rig is it's threefold. Number one, it is a rig that is used for long distance casting. With the weight at the bottom, like in this case I've got a 3¼ ounce weight, it makes it easier to cast. The cast is more balanced, so you get longer distances. The second advantage is that you can adjust the length of your rig where you want to fish it, because it runs on the lead core in this case, and we've got a bead. Although the bead is loose now, you can determine where you want your rig to be. And thirdly is that if you lengthen your rig and it falls into silt and mud and things like this, your rig will always be presented like this, away from the mud and the salt. It will rest on top of the salt and the rig. Whereas with a safety clip, once the lead plunge in, it usually either makes the rig to stand up or it makes the rig to make a kink in the hooking, and that defeats the objective of the rig as a hooking mechanism, and also it makes the carp wary of the rig. So in this case, with the helicopter rig, everything lays flat on the bottom. Okay. Now, the material that you need to make a helicopter rig, there is some materials that you can use. Mainly, it is used with lead core, like in this case the Corda lead core, the cable lead core. You can use the safe zone leaders, the fused leaders from Corda, and you can also use the Jacko ground force, the flow leaders. That is a hollow braided, but it sinks, but there's no lead inside. Terminal accessories, like with everything, there's certain things you need. In this case, you need a helicopter sleeve for the lead. Like in this case, you see I've got a helicopter sleeve. The second part is that you need a swivel with a ring on it, and you need a bead to stop it from running. Like in here, I've got the bead, I've got the sleeve, I've got my lead, I've got my ring swivel. Okay. Now, like everything commercially, with everything in fishing, so there is products that you can buy that is specifically made for helicopter rigs. You also get specialized helicopter rig kits. Corda makes a helicopter rig kit, and Fox also makes a helicopter rig kit for fishing helicopter rigs that you can buy off the shelf, that is ready made for you. Just you connect it, you hook on your hook link, and you are ready to go. You can, so like I said, you can build your own. We are going to show you later on how you build one. And then you get like the HeliSafe system from Corda. It's an ingenious product, because what it allows you to do is to lose the lead on when you get a take. So like here, I've got the HeliSafe sleeve on. So what happens is when the fish pulls and shakes, you can see the weight falls off and you are fishing like this. So it prevents the weight from getting caught up in the grass, in the snags where you fish. So this is called the HeliSafe system. Now you also get the naked shot safety system where you have beads that you slide on a rubber sleeve, and then when the fish breaks off, the bead has got a slit in and it can run off and get away with only the hook link and not towing the rig with the weight and things on. Rigs that you can use with your helicopter rig is endless. Like here you can see I've got a slow sinking mace on a fluorocarbon D-rig. Here I've got my favorite rig that I showed you before in the video. The helicopter, this is the Vaal River Special, where you use the millibomb to put it here with your hook bait at the bottom, and then it's also on a helicopter rig like I showed you. And then the most famous one of them all, everybody knows about the chot rig. This is the chot rig. It's a brilliant rig. This is a pop-up rig. Here I've used some Crave fluoro pop-ups. I caught my biggest fish of 18.86 kilograms on this chot rig, combined with safety with a helicopter rig. So I'm just going to show you how I constructed that. I'm going to show you the rig now. I put back the weight and you put on your helicopter rig like this. One with the chot rig you can see when you cast it, and it's virtually tangle proof. This one is tangle proof and it is brilliant, especially fishing over light silt and grass, because as it sits down, this bait will sit up over on the lead core. It will sit up like this in the water, and the lead core will pull it down and hold it there. And this is a brilliant rig. Now when you use the safe zone leaders and you want to use the chot rig, then you have to use this system together. This is the safety system, the chot rig safety system. And what you also need to remember is that you need to weigh out your pop-up. You have to put on some putty. In this case you use your tungsten little putty like this one, and you weigh out your pop-up to use it on when your leader doesn't have lead core. But with the lead core one, the lead core will make it to balance. Let's see how to construct our helicopter. We've got your jackal, your ground force, the flow leaders, 45 pound. So first thing what I do is I'm going to do some splicing. So splicing is when you put, it's a hollow braid, it's the same as lead core, is you put a needle in the hollow braid and you make it come through the hollow section, comes out on the other side. And then what we are going to do is we are going to splice on a little clip. So we put our clip in and then we pull through. We are going to hook the needle in there. Okay, we're going to hook the needle in there and then we just pull it. And we tease it till it's through, and you see there is our spliced hook clip on. Okay, so the reason I put a clip on, I will tell you now why I put a clip on like that. Then I just cut off the tack end, so it looks like this. Now I'm going to decide my length. It doesn't matter, you can decide how long you want your flow leader or your lead core. I won't make it too long, otherwise it becomes very difficult to cast. Okay, the second step is to take your helicopter sleeve like this one, and you're just going to make a loop in the material and you slide on your sleeve.
Okay. Now, when you make a helicopter rig, so you look like this now. When you make a helicopter rig, there is two swivels you can use. Most of them, they come with a ring swivel. So you have to use a ring swivel so that it can rotate on your leader. So you get the quick change ones, or you get the normal swivel one with a ring. Sometimes I prefer to use this ones, or when I fish with a chot rig, they come really tight with a ring on. Okay, so in this case we are going to use this one. So what we do is we take the end of our leader and we pass it through and we slide it. So you end up with a system looking like this. Then the next step is to put a bead. You have to put a bead to stop it from sliding. Okay, so in this case we have a teardrop bead, a helicopter teardrop bead. I like these ones, they are a little bit tougher. They hold more in place, but they can slide off if the fish breaks off. So what you do is you fold your leader, you make a loop and you just slide it on with the splicing or baiting needle, and there you go, you slide it. Now you can determine the length of where you want it. For this argument's sake, I just want to put it like this so that you can see how it works, but you can slide it up as far as you want. It depends on the conditions on the bottom, like I said earlier. Now the next reason, so your rig is complete. Only thing you have to do is you have to make a splice. You put your needle in and you slide your needle through the braid a few centimeters, slide back, slide a little bit so it can become easier to splice, and then you put your needle into the braid like this. You close it and then you just slide it through like we did with the other one, and you see, there we are. Now on the loop sections where you just spliced, you can put a dab of super glue just for safety, just for ease of mind. It's a personal thing. You don't have to, but I prefer sometimes to put a little bit of super glue just for me to feel comfortable that it won't pull out. So we have our loop on the end, so we're gonna tie our main line to this one, to this loop. Now I said to you that I put a clip on, and I'm gonna tell you why I put a clip on. The advantages of putting a clip like this on the end is that you can change the weight at any time. If you want to go for long distance, you just slide this on and you slide down your sleeve, and it makes it nice and flush and it makes it tangle proof. Okay, so if you feel no, you want to change, you want a casting weight where you put like method mix, or like we call it in South Africa millibomb around, you can just slide this off and you can just unhook it and you just put on your new rig. I'm gonna do it like this, and there you are, and you can just slide your sleeve over, and then it becomes also like anti-tangle. Oh, let me just make it nice and smooth. There. Okay. Now here on this part of the rig we have a clip. So what we can do is here we can either like we have the millibomb now on. Let's use this rig that I've got here. I've got the millipip rig, the Valdam special one. So what I do is I just clip on the line, and I have a sleeve that I usually pull over. It's called a buffer sleeve. It helps with anti-tangle properties, so when you put it on there it won't tangle, like I did with this one that I've got here. Like this rig, you see it's got a sleeve on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that was helpful. I hope, Mr. Alan Harrison, I hope you are happy with what I've presented to you. I hope it helps you to put more fish on the boat and on the bank. Please like and subscribe the video. Please leave some comments like Mr. Alan did, and give us ideas what we can cover in the videos. Much obliged. I will always help people, fellow anglers, with some tips and techniques. Please have a wonderful afternoon, tight lines, and stay safe, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.